Yeah, yeah. Blah. Do you like my special effects? Yeah, it's probably needs a dirty camera and too much light. So we'll fix that. Fix that. Maybe we're having solar. We are having solar flares. Yeah, so you know, that's also pretty. I do apologize. I think that somehow or another my mic is not working as well as it used to. I believe it's on the keyboard, and of course the keyboard could be all gummied up, you know, from dust. This is a dusty world. You know, there's a little reflection right there on the screen, right there. Looks like a little 3 or an M. It's an M on my forehead. Can you see that? Don't know what that is. So I thought I should come online today and share um, my depreciation. Yeah, because it seems that it's all fallen apart for me internally. It's all coming down to the very gross negligence of it all. And in light of all the people that I've been speaking to, well, I don't know who I'm speaking to, all the comments I've been making on videos regarding Jesus, the truth that Jesus is the dragon of Revelation, that Revelation is his book, and the falsehood of Israel, the state of, that they aren't Judah, and the house of Israel, of course, is here in Jerusalem. It's still very, because it's just a little shiny right there on the, just because the light is actually shining. Oh, thanks. We needed that. You should go back to the floor and play. He's a menace. Isn't that flashy? That was so cool. That was so disco. That was the Disco Strangler. We should put that on from the Eagles, but then we'd get a strike, right? Da-da-da-da-da. 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 Do-do-do. That's a cool song. Anyways, please forgive me. I shouldn't get so worked up. But maybe this is good for me. Maybe it's good for me. So, you know, I got struck with this chest cold thing that came home with Jeff in December. And then after that, I felt like I had fluid on the heart, you know, heart chest pains and flashings of pain and loss of circulation, loss of energy, you know, being exhausted, going from one end of the room to the other. So I went to the doctor, and of course I showed her my neck where there's this wound that won't heal for 5 years. And she thought it was just solar radiation, but it's skin damage because it's in a healed state right now. But it doesn't mean it stays that way. So it just looks like the damage done. But I can feel it's burning and it gets all whatever. So now my lymph glands on this side are so swollen. They're so swollen. They're hard. I can palpate them. That it's choking me. Yeah, it's kind of making my voice deeper too. And the headaches are beyond control. They are off the charts. And the flashings that you're seeing in this video are basically an example of what I'm seeing in my eyes. Maybe that's why it looks so pretty, because I'm seeing it pretty and you may not see it so pretty. But anyways, I had to take a breath because the pressure's too much. So anyways, this morning I had a spill outside in the icy grass. I was running to catch the dog, and the world just came out from underneath my feet, and I body slammed it right across, right onto the ground at about 4:40 this morning. And so if anybody felt that earthquake in Las Cruces, New Mexico this morning at 4:40, that was me. That was me hitting the ground. So, and Dargo, he's on the bed here, he's being kind. He got in trouble for it because I was chasing him down. He wouldn't listen to me, and I needed him in the house. I don't know why I didn't leave him just out there. Anyways, I survived. And since I'm in this this reduction portion of myself, because you have to humble yourself when you get like this, you know, when a person gets to the point where they're weak, you know, become weak, and things start to become difficult, but yet my brain is still working. I haven't gotten into any, well, yeah, maybe a bit of fit of anger. But wouldn't anybody be angry that there's so much to love in this world? As far as love, I'm not a love advocate because love was lifted as brotherly love, but there's so much to admire. So forgive the love word. Oh, look, the symbol changed. Now it's a diamond or a square. Put it right there. Beep, beep, beep. Maybe the cat moved it. Maybe whatever reflection is coming through. Somehow. I don't know how that works. Occlusion? Oh, yeah, it's right here. It's occlusion. Huh. And it's based on that light right there. Yeah. Anyways. So, they did a lot of blood work. They gave me a whole bunch of medications. I can't remember. I don't even want to think about what they are. One of them. But anyways, I went through a whole week of medications, and I finished them up, and they didn't help. They didn't help. It got worse. I got worse. I got worse. Isn't that terrible? Go to the doctor, feel better, and get worse because of the medications, I guess. I can't imagine. It's just not helping the problem I have. It might be actually exacerbating it. So, I feel it's lymphoma, just like what the what Redmond went through. And I think it's the neighbor building next door that they've been spraying glyphosate, Roundup, Monsanto disease, continuously for 12 years now. Because that's their methodology to maintain gravel. You don't go out there and poke the weeds, you spray them. And of course the cats succumb to the disease. And all the legumes that I plant, of course now I just planted a mimosa, which is a good sign, it's still alive, which is a legume. And if it dies, well, if it can't survive there, it might hit a pocket of that shit, and that's it, in one day. The roots go out, and then they hit pockets of glyphosate, because when you apply that to as a surfactant, it goes into the ground. And as you layer it and layer it and layer, well, it pushes down with the water table as it rains, because the person that's using this shit doesn't water. No, it has to be seasonal water. So, I proposed that to my doctor, and she wanted to dismiss that right away and give me anti-inflammatories and things that will make me breathe. That's not really working. No. So I lose my breath, going from one room to the other, doing the next thing. So I was going to get the GoPro out and walk through the garden yesterday, because I did manage to have several days of warmth and sunlight, and even though I feel like shit, I managed to do some raking and cleaning up some leaves and cutting and pruning and stuff like that. Because the daffodils are coming up, and the seedlings want to push up beyond the leaves, now because of the warmth. And so I removed all this whole section over here. I was going to show that. And now last night there was a freeze. That's why I slipped in the yard, because it was frost. It's the first time we've had frost. My hips are just vibrating off the charts. Vibrating off the charts. I don't know why. Maybe because I'm stoned? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's because my body is stressed. I have reached stress moment. The moment where you say, here it is, this is it, Elizabeth, it's my turn. Get on the escalator. Or the de-escalator, right? Depending on how you see it. Yeah, because I had words. I have words. I do have words, but no one listens. That Yeshua is in the grave. He's the first witness unto revelation, the witness unto God. He truly is the first witness. And they suffered not to bury his body, as they rejoice and give unto each other gifts of the Spirit. That's what they're doing. And it was usurped by another who came in his own name, because the Lord warned you. And now, even though the Lord says that he sends his messenger unto you, doesn't mean that it was Paul. No, Paul came in his own name. Paul usurped the word, did his own translation. And equally, they can say, well, Ron, you're doing your own translation too. Yeah, but I'm in my own time. Paul was in Yeshua's time. He was an apostle as he is apostate, as it is an apostasy, as it all was apostolic. It's Rome, as it is the Pharisee, as it should be seen. That which is being sold in the temple is God. And so the temple being the body, Paul teaches you how to make it profitable. To sell God for a living. That's what they do. They look at the opulence and look at the greatness and look at the cults that can create out of such conditional factors of the money that comes from the pulpit. Indeed. Anyways, let me calm down a little bit. We know that. The chapter 13, the 13. Well, today, ironically, the death card in the Tarot, which this Tarot is as Torah, as it is guidance. So the death card holds the 13. So Scorpio, of course. Today, too, to do is to do is the balance, partnership. Yeah. And the 2 upon the 8, which is the year. Because it is the month on the year before it is the day. I mean, every day comes, but the month lasts all month. And the year lasts all year. So we're going to go from, we could say year to month to day, if that makes more sense to you. That time upon the partnership, time upon the balance, time upon equality, or the vice versa, the equality of time, the balance of time. Yeah, or 2 times. 2 times. And now it still creates the 10 either way. So the thief to the thief. And yet there's 2 different thieves. There's the thief as the strong man who enters the house, and that you should be aware of, and that you should strengthen the house. You should, be strong, stronger than the strong man. So preventing the theft. Or the thief that comes in the night, which is the groom. You need to come over here. You can just jump on the top. Just jump on the top if you want to come over here. That's Tobit. Now, Tobias is his name. But I call him Tobit. Yeah. He's feisty now. He's become very orange. Yeah, very, very orange. So cute. Anyways. Where was my thoughts? The date. So the thief. The patch with the patch over one eye, the one with the patch over one eye, the 10. We could go over that. It's so visual, we should be able to see. I-Sara-El. I-Sara-El is Israel, that of the left, that of the black, that of the mother, that of the silver, that of wisdom. Ishmael. I-Shama-EL is to listen. Shama, to listen. I-Shama-EL. That's the right hand. That's the right hand, which is the Father, which is gold, A-U, as it is understanding. Right to left. So we have two realms, yeah, of God. Sure. So anyways, to those with eyes to see and ears to hear, that's what it's telling us, and we have this. We're apportioned. Yeah. So I see to believe, and they hear to believe. We should hope. I can't tell you how it feels to have pain running through my body the way it does. Yeah. It's very hard. And it hits certain parts. So, the thief, the day to the month, upon the day. And then the 12, days 12. The pinnacle, which is certainly the tower, as it would be, and it's the 12 tribes, isn't it? Certainly. Yeah. And it is the midnight hour, as it is noon. So, it's the even Stephen, beyond the 11:11. Sure. Oh, hi, Rudy. I have to pause because he has yet to be out of bed, and it's kind of late, so let me get him out. Okay. He's outside. He'll ask to come in we call him 2.3. 2.3 seconds. And he'll knock on the door, but he probably has to go, so he'll be a little while. So the pinnacle, that today is a 12, upon the 12, and it creates a 13. There's death. That's the death card. The Scorpio card. And death is freedom, isn't it? Death is the ultimate freedom. But to what extent? That's the question. Certainly. And people speak about salvation, they speak about redemption, but they're not really identifying it for you. They're not bringing it so it has the realistic value of it. Okay, now it's Dargo's turn. Hold on. It's always a drama around here. Oh, see, now it says resumed. I don't get that. Hold on. Okay, now it's resumed. It would be nice if I could just ignore them, leave them out there like dogs. They could just be like dogs and stay outside. It's absolutely lovely out there. The frost has already melted, so now it's just probably a little wet to walk on. So, anyways, excuse my bedhead. The 13th. It's set apart. The 1 and the 3, it is a 4, as it is a door. It's set apart. It's meant to be part of the Ruach in spirit as it presents itself. Now, I know of this because I experienced it. Doesn't mean I'm experiencing it right now. The drawing in is an agreement that was given unto me, I imagine, that has to do with the time and half a time. The 3.5 years promised me. Now, I didn't know. It was just told to me as normalcy. I don't know what normalcy is. But I guess in some aspect of it, I captured it for 3.5 years. It was probably beyond Nessa's Cafe. Certainly, even though it's been a while. Yeah. But anyways, losing Natalie, losing my best friend, and now realizing that there are no other best friends to come along anymore. You know, Petra, the old lady down the street, I tried, in the apartments, I tried to be friends with her, and her son tried to hustle me, and no big deal, I don't care. People do that. But she's ignored me ever since. Now she won't even say hi to me. Pariah. So now I'm the pariah, okay, because I wouldn't pay, because your son wanted to get $1,000 for a kitten. the monster. Rudy. Hold on. Of course, there's that Paul, the 13. Yeah. There were 12 disciples and then Paul. As a first fruit, of course. And since the first is last, as the last is first, he was the stumbling block upon all of Israel, as he was the Pharisee of the Pharisees. Yeah, put the two together and you'll realize the truth. Now, Jesus versus Paul, not Yeshua. You could say Yeshua versus Paul. But Jesus and Yeshua are two different things. He asked them, "Who do you say I am?" And when they proclaimed the Christ, when Peter proclaimed the Christ, he corrected him. He says, only the Father in heaven would have revealed such a thing. And then later to rebuke him. And to tell him, you shall deny me 3 times as the cock crows, which he did. There's the door. Oh, see, now it says resumed. Hold on. See, you can say, this is why you're exhausted, because these friggin' dogs have got you running back and forth from the door to your chair 200,000 times all day long. I'm not in the chair all day. I'm trying to get things done. Let's block all this mess. I don't know what it is. Yeah, use the chair. So at any rate, you know the story, but you don't know the story. Because mainstream isn't going to accept. No, they're already engrossed in it. They're invested in it. They've been selling God. There was the code research guy, the Bible code researcher, sorry. I don't know his name. I used to know his name, I guess. Jonathan, perhaps Michael. Jonathan, Matthew. Equally, I was so pleased yesterday to run into this video where he's just boo-hooing and bawling and telling you about his woes and how Darla, the woman he took up upon leaving his wife, and they started milking goats in Montana, Wyoming, and then off to Hawaii, that she Jezebel'd on him and took his business and destroyed his life, and he was homeless. I had no idea. So I had searched Bible codes and I had seen them do their thing, but I can't believe time slipped by so fast. So for him, it's been like 3.5 years of bullshit from Darla. I'm sorry. I'm quite pleased about the whole thing. How we are the mighty hypocrite. That you were selling, well, he wasn't selling God. Doing the Bible research thing, that's all a parlor game. If you're selling a parlor game through wisdom, it's up to you to seek out those words, seek out the truth that you're trying to find an answer to. It's for you, it's for the individual, it's through guidance. And yeah, you could teach people how to do that whole sequence number ratio and find the diagonals of everything and discover your own name in every truth that you are seeking within the Bible. Tanakh, Torah, whatever you want to call it. It's not really selling God. It's not like the same thing as what he's about to propose to do with Scotty, what's his name? Clarke. Good Lord. Where Scotty Clarke has been selling God specifically to make a living throughout his entire adult life. Yeah, I'm sure he played instrument for a while, made some money doing that, but that doesn't make the kind of money that you get from selling God. Chapter 13. No man may buy or sell lest you prescribe to Paul's gospel, which is what he does. And he pushes it. Oh, it's number 3 dog. Number 3 dog has to go outside now. Get me a nurse in here. Get me a nurse. Where's the nurse? Where's my call button? Get my call button. I need my call button right now. The girl dog, Kimi, she decided she has to go. She hasn't been out all morning either, since 4:40, because she woke me up at 4:40. Before I slammed my body on the ground out there, trying to get Dargo in, which is why I didn't just leave him out there. Sometimes I'll let the dogs out that early in the morning, and it's my bladder opens up, and I have to go pee, and then I go to bed, lay back down, and I will wait till they knock. Sometimes it takes a while, and sometimes it doesn't. But this morning they just had me going around. I just body slammed myself to the ground this morning. Sorry, I'm shaking. I have to calm down. So hopefully after the blood work, because that would determine if I have cancer, or even the lymphoma would show up as an infection through lymphocytes, you know, the lack thereof, white blood cells. I'm hoping that the doctor will call today, and sorry, I got a lot of injuries on my arms, and then I can get in. There's got to be something that they know of that can reduce the kind of pressure that's being placed around my heart. I told her that. It's not my lungs, it's my heart. So it's making me cough. It's like congestive heart failure. But this is an active disease, so it's could be viral. Bacterial, maybe. Who knows? Considering I have a wound that won't heal. But they don't listen. They don't listen. So I thought I'd come on and share with you. And do the day. And then bash Scotty Clarke. I asked the Spirit long ago if Scotty Clarke was a woman. Because he has no Adam's apple. He can't bring his voice to that depth of manhood. Never has. And his femininity, and then of course his features in the beginning, when he was younger, was as a lesbian. Yeah, he looked like a lesbian, trying to pass off as a man. So I asked the Spirit, is Scotty Clarke a woman? And the Spirit came back and said, Scotty Clarke is not a church. And then, after listening to the Bible researcher, and then listening to the testimony that he placed of Scotty Clarke to be a part of the narcissist movement, that, like, I have my own, Jeffrey, and everybody has their own, and they generalize it, and now it's all demons, right? It's demons, yeah. That they're back on track to prove that they're righteous, that they didn't lose their reputation, and that they're going to be able to get on board and sell you more books and tooks and wooks and hooks and schnooks. So I was delighted to run into those videos, especially here in the end of this little tribulation, that if I should have to face the Lord, I'm thank you so much for resolving that little issue over there about how righteous they are and how wonderful things work out if you believe in the Lord, and everything will turn out just peachy, peachy, peachy. And the only reason why I suffer is because I know the truth, or in my own truth, against that which they're praying for, even though it's the same thing, and I'm bringing it forth. The Christ is the dragon, he who sits upon the right hand. He's holding a scroll. He's splendidly adorned, but there's none worthy to open the scroll. John weeps, and then the Lamb appears. Now we know this is the one holding the scroll because the 24 elders surround this one. It's described. Now, should we just put it in your lap? Or shall we allow you to make the decisions to open up your own truth, to realize how you've been duped by history, by church facility called Rome? And in light of the harlot which is democracy, which is freedom, liberty, all the things you would fight for that you never get. No, as we are a republic, we should receive naturally the inalienable rights that we have decreed unto us unto God. Yeah, then we see that history was not his story. No, it was wrong. There's the Anglican. There's the Anglican. So there's two sides to it. One must see, one must hear. Yeah, so what if you're disappointing? So what if you're the biggest disappointment of your father? At least you can see, and at least you can hear. Amen to that. Now, if I should start coughing, I will go clicky clicky, because that's rude. That one got me. Yeah, that one got me good. Yeah. So, tomorrow is the 14th. No, the 13th, which of course makes the 14th, right? Which is a 5. Yeah. And that's death and freedom in its own right. Now, there's a full moon called the snow moon coming up, and yet I'm expecting things to get warmer, not colder. Because, yeah, the little groundhog said early spring, and it's showing up. And we should rise up, Son of Man, out of that grave. And, of course, I have a vessel waiting for him if he'd take it. I can go into the sleep, into the grave, into hell, Sheol, where I belong, and he can take his vessel and rise up and govern with it as he pleases. I don't know what he wants to do with it from there. Because the vessel itself is in good shape. It's just being deteriorated too rapidly by the assault that's come upon me next door, by the chemicals, and by the affront of such a thing and such things as thieves, liars, murderers, and the worst of them. The worst of them. I mean, to have a young man in my backyard spilling fentanyl all over my yard. No, really. He had it all. He was trying to stuff it down his pants, and it was all at the gate, and it was all in the yard, and I had to wash down the grass just in case there was anything left over. There's a little spot there's a little spot now, it's moved. God only knows where that one's coming from. Occlusions. So we should come to conclusions as to what is going on. Yeah. Especially in light of when someone makes a comment like I do, describing who we are as Jerusalem, describing who Damascus is as that city of joy, that Nephilim city of joy. Yeah. And the truth behind Trump. And what's about to take place and why we should embrace it. I'm not an antichrist. The son of perdition is not an antichrist. You got it all wrong. Paul manipulated you. There shall be many antichrists. Yes, anyone who's against Trump is an antichrist. Truly. And he is Osiris. Osiris. He's the act of Cyrus, the King Cyrus, who allowed them to return and build. Rejoice. He's not claiming to be a Jew. No, he's the dragon. The reality of the lake of fire that sits above you as the sun. The reality of all living things being consumed by the lake of fire, being consumed by the fire. All living things, that which is everlasting. So salvation is for those who are in danger. Those are the living. So salvation comes. Where redemption comes for those who are in the grave. Truly. Those who are but asleep. And it's the soul body that's the statue of Nebuchadnezzar. The statue that speaks. Yeah, the soul body. It's very important, so we're all connected to it. We should have learned these things long ago, but it was the sages of those days, the masters of their ways, that hid these things from you, did them in secret, coveted, stole from the childs and the fellas. I gotta get the dog. I mean, we have to think about the dynasties, right? They go, dynasties. Yeah, the dynasties. Oh my God, you know? Can you imagine? And then the royal house, you know? And the despicable nature of what we're looking at. As far as those children, those nepotism children. Yeah, like Epstein and all the rest of them. Yeah. The Clintons, the Bushes, the big Bush, the big Baba Bush. Yeah, well, we know the Bushes, the expression upon Jerusalem was the beast, the false prophet, and the dragon, and they leapt forth from the mouth, and so we know that the beast brought forth the weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, and the beast was of its father, that of the CIA. Franklin cover-up, that of JFK, and it takes us all the way back to the theft through of the Jew through Nazi Germany, through the Bush-Pierce line. So then we have the false prophet, which was Obama. Yeah. So of course it would be Islam. They follow the false prophet, and he is a Muslim. But yet he's not, and according to Muslim, if you're a Muslim and then you're not, well then you're an infidel that needs to be destroyed. But obviously they're just a bunch of hypocrites anyways, and they can't follow their own rules. Because it's all construct. Yeah, steeped in their poetry. And the false prophet, he defiled the family unit. He defaced the child. And both with Yes We Can and Change. So there you go, his monikers. He presented upon the world. Don't make so much noise, Kimi. That sounds terrible. He thinks she was eating a side of beef there. Hey. You know, they act like they ignore me. They totally can hear. So they don't even respond to me anymore. They've learned. If you don't respond, then he doesn't know you can hear him. And then, of course, the false prophet, you know, he's supposed to go into perdition, which means all of Islam goes into perdition. But I'm telling you, Islam, as I am telling him, perdition is everlasting. You know, it is between life and contempt. Truly. When you awaken into it, it's either everlasting contempt or everlasting life. And it's quite permanent, because it's everlasting. So, Islam, as the false prophet, yeah, because there's three unclean. They're religions, as they are the many. And then there's the dragon, Christianity. So we have we have Zionism, that's Bush, which is Judaism, Zionism. It's Nazism, to Nazi. And the false prophet, which is Islam, and then, of course, Christianity, the vanity of such a thing. Yeah. Which is, the Christ is the Mithra. It's the Mithra as it is the crown, as it is the Son of God. It's the Son of God. Truly. The Christ is the Son of God.
And who do we have before us? Well, we have the man-child as the Christ child, Donald Trump. And he's the dawn of old, as he is the prince, as he is to be crowned, as this is his millennial reign, so he's a king. So, 3 kings. Come on, can you stop? 3 kings that are subdued. Yeah. Whereas 5 have fallen amongst the 10 that are given their power for but an hour with the beast. The beast is the false state of.
See, now you two, whatever that is, just go. Just go.
I can't take the dogs. They're too much. For the moment, now they'll go away. They'll leave me alone. Yeah, it's not that I don't want to engage them. I engage them. But this is ridiculous. This Dargo follows her, has to lick all the spots where she sits because she probably does a little dribble. It's just a ridiculous cycle of abuse. Geriatrics. Don't go there. Just don't take it. Don't accept it. Good Lord, we should live in a barn, right? If we're dogs. And yet they're children, as they are, part of the household. It's just come to the point where now, where Dargo turns on me, he will bite. He will bite me. He will. He's terrible, but then he learned that furniture starts flying when he does that. Suddenly the whole house just starts flying at him. And then he gets scared. And now I've gotten a little fear built into him, which I need to do because he's off the charts. Put a little fear of God in him so he'll respect me because he thinks this is his room. He thinks this is his bed. He thinks everything is his. It's a good Lord. Are we dealing with a Capricorn? Yes, he was born in January. January 18th, I think. Maybe my father's birthday. I don't know. January's close to Jeff's birthday. But definitely, no, you leave me alone. You don't need anything. I don't have to fix dinner yet. I have to get up and I have to fix lunch. But I'm doing a very easy dish, so it's a very easy sliced mushrooms sort of thing. And theirs is in a pan, so they're done. But it's only 9:30 in the morning. What do you want? So you don't see them, but they're right here. Terrible. Terrible. Go on. Go play. Okay, I guess I shared enough. 40 minutes of misery me. And does the son of perdition. You know, it's okay. We don't fear about these things. And pain is death. I mean, and one overcomes death and hell. One does. And it's through that one that the truth will set you free. Yeah. And it will. So we'll talk soon. Take care. Bye.